Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the big meeting at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. But before then, 20 minutes of big insight coming your way. We've got the quaddie legs to get through. We've got best bets, we've got value bets, the $100 hot seat, of course, later in the show. And welcoming in our chief analyst, Mike Wood. The temperature's just starting to drop a little bit out there, so it's winter racing time in Sydney.
It's definitely chilly outside, and that means the carnival's behind us. Obviously, Scone's behind us. How much fun was that? Such a good two-day carnival. Hawkesbury as well. We're left with benchmark 79s, benchmark 89s and tab highways, unfortunately, for these long winter months. But we always say it on Key Factors, these races can be as good or even better betting propositions. We quite like them, don't we?
Absolutely. Well, it's always good to spice up the betting on a Saturday, and great to see James Mack back at the track at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. But it's not all about Rosehill Gardens. Plenty of action elsewhere in the country. We've got the Group 1 Goodwood over in Adelaide, and I see my mate Viridine's running there again, Mike. He's drawn the car park, but that's a crack of a race. And as we look north, the other Group 1, the Doomben Cup, we've got a horse here that was beaten 12 lengths. I'm talking about Ambitious, and the money's just kept coming, so here's an interesting favourite for the race.
This is an ordinary-looking Group 1, isn't it, the Doomben Cup? We've got a dearth of good middle-distance runners across Australia right now.
Yep.
You can see it in the sales, you can see it on the racetrack as well. This is more like a Sydney Welter than a Group 1. And can you believe it? 6 of the 12 horses are Waller runners as well.
That is a great stat. You can pull those out. He's such a great man, Chris Waller. He's going to be inducted into the Racing Hall of Fame as well, Mike. Literally thousands of winners over the years, and you mentioned of 6 runners, surely one of his is just going to win that race.
Looking for a tip, Stu? Yeah, well, I have done the race. I had to look at that race because such a lower grade Group 1 race. I had to have a look. And why is coming through 10 to 1? 5th in the Queen Elizabeth. He's got the best form. He was 3 wide, no cover last start. Love him. All
right, so we've already got a little bit of value here, Mike, before Definitely we've even got into the quaddie.
Yeah, love him.
That's fantastic. Well, look, let's get into the quaddie, and we're at Rosehill Gardens, I said. So the first leg, it's the John Size Hall of Fame handicap, and it's over 1,100 metres here, Mike. A benchmark 79 for all comers. And the hero from Scone, Tracy Bartley, he brings Ever So Natural to town. On fire that carnival. He had 3 runners. He just won all of them. 3 from 3 for Tracy. But look, it's a couple of interesting fresh runners here. We've got Oriental Runner for Gary Neal, and we've also got Manolo Blahnik up from Melbourne running for Tony Noonan. Mike, there's some interesting runners here.
Yeah, good mix of trainers on Saturday. I think Kylie Gavinock's got 2 in this race as well, so good mix of trainers, lots of chances across these 4 quaddie legs, making them good betting races. Let's have a look at the way the first leg of the quaddie sets up. A benchmark 79, a lower grade race, like we said. Not the Group 2s, Group 3s, good Group 1s we're used to. Not too much tempo, fair to steady only. A good dry conditions are forecast, and despite the rail going out to 3 metres, we think it should be fair. We're changing up the key factors just a little bit this winter. You'll see some different key factors. Progression's the first one. That includes scope and stage of prep in that key factor. We're playing distance at the stage of preparation, and we're playing position in run too. Yeah,
so it's a busy time in the off-season for us here at the Race Guide. Let's get stuck into the first leg, though, and have a look at the market for the quaddie this weekend at Rosehill Gardens. And there's the flashy grey album, and already some very good support into $2.90 here for the first leg. Manolo Blahnik, as I said, up from Melbourne for Tony Noonan. Pretty classy runner, that, $3.60. Oriental Runner, going great guns, $4.20. Then right out to Ebenos, $9.50. So look, Mike, they're the ones under $10 in the market, but a bit of focus here on these top 2.
Yeah, a bit of focus on this top 2. A bit of money for Oriental Runner, though, wasn't it? The market was dominated on Wednesday by the top 2, so we're looking at those 2 in the replays, but very interested in that money for Oriental Runner. Keep a close eye on that from that small stable, the Gary Neal yard. Let's have a look at those 2 favourites, starting with the Manolo Blahnik, first up last preparation. It's an obvious replay to look at. He's first up on Saturday. This is 1,000 metres, so it's a bit shorter. He was in the lesser ground on the inside, and he did really well, Stu.
He sure did. That's him in the red hat. They've just cut across to the main track here. And look, Mike, what I like about this horse being revved up a little bit here, but he just seems to stick on. I know he's probably better out to longer distances, but this is a short distance here this day.
Yeah, he was a weak horse a couple of preparations ago. He's much stronger. This prep, he got better into this preparation. He peaked towards the end of his prep. And coming back this time, he could be simply a better horse.
All right, there's a look at one runner. Let's have a look at the popular grey now, Mike. Albumin, a similar stage of preparation. We're going to take you back to last September. We're at Randwick here, and this is a decent run running on from the back.
What do you do with this grey horse? He's obviously got talent, but is he a genuine horse with lots of mustard that can push out and win a race on Saturday? He's drawn out the back here, goes out the back here, he comes out wide, he accelerates, he runs on well. No other horses around him, like he did first up at Caulfield. It looks like a good run, but he's going to be inside horses on Saturday. You just want to see him do it, don't you, Stu?
Okay, so a few might be thinking there's a flashing light run, but we've got to see him do it come the races.
He needs to prove himself still.
All right, there's a look at two runners in the race. Let's get the race started now. We're going to have a look at form and then go into all the key factors to try and help you find the winner. Who's got all the form leading into the first leg?
Well, Manolo Blahnik 2 starts ago. Look at that replay in your form guides. It was a huge win, and then last start doesn't look that good, but it was in a much higher grade race. Light him up with a massive gold bar for form.
Well, there he is, right out in front. But Manolo Blahnik, as we get the race started, progression, Mike.
Yeah, first up, it's all about holding his mark for Manolo Blahnik. He probably won't improve too much first up. He might take a small step back. Albumin, obviously with upside. Oriental runner, only a few starts under his belt. He could get better again.
Okay, so Albumin, there's some gold. What about distance at the stage of preparation?
Yeah, 1,100 metres. Albumin fitter now, back in distance. He's simply not a 1,400 metre horse. He's barely a 1,200 metre horse. He'll like this distance on Saturday.
Okay, so Albumin really levelling up. Look at these two. They're right out in front of everyone else. Position in run, Mike. Is this going to help us as well?
Well, they're both drawn well, but Albumin inside horse is a bit of a risk. We want to see him do it. Manolo Blahnik can sometimes miss the start, so we're not sure where he'll end up. Oriental on a drawn well. A couple others there too.
All right, so look, it's pretty level there right at the end, isn't it, Mike? We've got the two favourites right out there on top, so it might be a case of having to pick between these two. We've got Albumin, as you said. Maybe the jury's still out there. Manolo Blahnik, definitely a horse on the way up, was flying at the end of last preparation. Punters have got to have a bet, Mike. These two are way out in front. One's 290, one's 360, and one's got a few risks.
Yeah, well, one does, and geez, I hope one of these horses win, because if they don't win, the race really opens up for us. Isn't it? There's probably each way odds ever so natural. Virgilio, a small each way bet, he can go forward on Saturday, which might be better for him. But out of those two horses, big risks on Albumin. We think Manolo Blahnik simply a more solid horse, a more reliable horse.
Okay.
He's definitely going to perform on Saturday, and he's better odds. He's the best bet and the value bet for us.
Best and value, Manolo Blahnik in the first leg of the quaddie there with some confidence, Mike.
I like that bet.
Let's have a look at the second leg now. It's the Australian Hall of Fame Day handicap, and it's over the 1,500 metres. It's a benchmark 95 for all comers, and we've got Special Missile here engaged, Mike. Talk about a horse just knocking on the door. Another second last start. I can just see him going forward again on pace, duelling it up front. We've got Passage of Time, King Darcy there, and I know you're excited just talking out the back. This race is your favourite for the day.
It's a cracking race. The tempo should be honest. There's depth in the form, decent each way odds throughout the field. It's got to be the best race on Saturday. Let's have a look at this race and see which one we like. Benchmark 95. Not too bad a race as well. The rating's up there as well. 1,500 metres is the distance. Fair to strong tempo we talked about with a few going forward. Good dry conditions and a fair bias we hope for. Looking for the three key factors. We're playing progression through all these races, and as you'll see throughout the winter, we'll play very similar key factors. The most important key factors we'll use more often. Distance to stage of preparation again, and a good dry Rosehill for these horses.
Okay, there's a look at the three key factors for the second leg of the quaddie. Let's get stuck into the market now, all importantly, and up and rolling. There he is, and he is just that, up and rolling, coming off that win, $3.60. Special Missile there, always attracts some good support. It's going to put himself into a good position, $4.60 into the $4. Passage of Time, as we said, will be up on the pace there. Dagny, interesting runner here, second up for Chris Waller, into $9.50. A couple there, 10 Mike Farrell lead-off. Sir Bacchus ran a good race last start. But look, up and rolling here is the favourite, but it looks like a nice betting race to me.
Yeah, talk about flashing lights. We'll look at Sir Bacchus in this first replay behind Special Missile, who's a horse that just can't win a race recently. We were on him last start. He loomed up to win, and you'll see what happened next. He's on pace. He's an on-pace runner. So he always makes his own favours and runs well. He runs well again here, over 1,350 metres. Sir Bacchus patiently ridden out the back and going all right, Stu.
Yeah, well, what do you do this horse? I mean, up to 1,500 seems to get a tick, another flashing light here, but he just seems to find this trouble, doesn't he?
Well, you'd think 1,500 metres gives him a tick, maybe, for Sir Bacchus, but he was very patiently ridden. He's never been to 15 before, and you just want to see him do it. He's a powerful sprinting type with 1,200 metre form, so even though he finishes off, he's still a risk for us, just peaking us slightly late. Special Missile has to be in the mix. It's all about the odds for him.
Yep. All right, let's have a look at another replay now. It's up and rolling, and we've got Hunter Jack involved as well, Mike. And we've got some inform coming through this race because Hallelujah Boy came third on Wednesday.
Yeah, up and rolling. Had some Rosehill form before this. He was only okay. He went to Hawkesbury. So we're talking about track in this replay. This is a fantastic win on a good dry track over 1,500 metres. So you think it might be quite similar, but the Hawkesbury surface is so different to the Rosehill surface. Rosehill's firmer. You need a turn of foot. You need acceleration. So even though this was a good win, we're just a little bit worried about him on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, look, good when you can look at it like that. But as you said, you've got to look a little bit deeper, and that's what we're about to do now, Mike. All the form and the key factors. Let's light up the gold and take the viewers through it.
Yeah, looking for form. Passage of Time comes through a great scone race. Doesn't he be playing odds-on bulls?
Absolutely.
Light him up for form.
All right, Passage of Time there with that good form line. Into the key factors, Mike, progression.
Yeah, looking for horses that can improve into their preparation. Not too many there. There's a lot already fit. King Darcy, he can improve, I think, just a little bit.
Okay, a little bit of gold down the bottom and distance at stage of preparation.
Yeah, Special Missile probably wanted 1,500 metres last start. He gets it this start. Dagny, being trained for longer distances, she'll love the extra metres.
Okay, getting tight here now, Mike, and all importantly, a good Rosehill track, no rain around in Sydney.
Yeah, Dagny loves her home track. She's a compact, muscular type that can sprint and finish off. The 1,500 metres at Rosehill's perfect for her.
Right, tight at the top. It looks as though we've got the two top raiders there again, but just a little bit closer this time than the first leg of the quaddie. Time for a bet here, Mike, so let's bring up all these odds and have a look at it against the ratings. And I can see two little groups here, can't we? We've got Special Missile and Passage of Time. Well, one's $4, one's $6.50. Just in behind, we've got Up and Rolling there, $3.60. Dagny on the same rating there at $9.50. So I can see where this is going to go, Mike. We've got a little bit of value here in these.
Yeah, a couple of pairs, couple of value. They're the ones we've got to go for. And Up and Rolling is up there in the ratings, isn't he? But I just don't like him on a dry Rosehill track. So if the tempo backs off, I definitely don't think he can win. But looking at the best bet, you've got to go Passage of Time with those odds. On pace, maybe the 1,500 metres is a slight risk, so hopefully the tempo's not too strong. Yep. And Dagny, if the tempo is strong, she's the one that'll finish off. All
right, so Passage of Time there in the second leg of the quaddie at Rosehill Gardens. Stick around after the break and we'll come back with legs 3 and 4 for all your Saturday action. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We're up to the third leg of the quaddie and it is the Chris Waller Hall of Fame handicap over the 1,400 metres. It's a benchmark 80 for the mares, Mike. And can James Max spark a little bit of form with I Am Serious, who was a little bit flat there on the first up run? Princess Posh bring in some class and a little bit of provincial championships form. But it's one for the trainers here, Mike. We've got a lot of the trainers we know up the top, but if you look down that page, we're going to see Dean Jackson, Neil Goldbolt, Scotty Spackman and Danny Williams all right there, mate. So I'm hoping a few of these battlers down the bottom can win this race.
Yeah, you love them, don't you? Different names in this race, isn't there? They go all right, those trainers. Maybe not as many wins as the better trainers in this field, but they go all right. Let's see how they go in Rosehill Race 8. Benchmark 80, 1,400 metres. The tempo should be fair, good dry conditions and a fair bias we talked about before. Looking at the key factors, you're going to see progression again. You're going to see a bit of a difference through the winter months. We're going to play these big key factors more often. That includes scope and stage of preparation, distance at the stage of prep we're playing too, and a good dry Rosehill again.
There we are, the three key factors. As we have a look at the market now for the third leg of the quaddie to get things started. I Am Serious on top, Mike. It has been a few times in its career though. $3.50 favourite. Princess Posh, as we said, coming off some good provincial championships form. Our Belisa, $6.50 there. Medal, $7.50. Out a little bit there, Miss Ballantyne, La Chica Bella down there as well. But I Am Serious, this, Mike, is one for the punters. They do enjoy backing this horse.
Well, maybe one for the bookies more than the punters. She's always favourite and she doesn't always win this horse, does she? I Am Serious. She's got a fantastic scope and upside about her, but she's early in her preparation still, and we've got to see how she's going to go on Saturday. So let's have a look at I Am Serious in one of these replays. First up, she was only plain, wasn't she? 1,200 metres, Rosehill Gardens, good track. We'll have a look at that now. And look, she was short the market this day. She's short the market on Saturday. Why, Stu?
Well, that's what you've got to ask yourself, don't you? I mean, the thing I'm looking for is, and it just warms up and you think, OK, well, this is a horse that's going to be favourite again on Saturday. It's right there. And why? I can't answer that question exactly right now for you, Mike.
Yeah, on form ratings, there's absolutely no reason. I mean, the last 15 metres, she warms up OK. You can maybe give her a bit of an excuse because it's a dry Rosehill track and you need acceleration, but it's a dry Rosehill track on Saturday again. She's right alongside Medale there and she, through the line OK. But yeah, at the odds she is. It's a surprising run, isn't it?
It is, and look, we'll see on Saturday. Let's have a look now, Mike. Princess Posh, we're going to take you to a similar stage of preparation here. Last preparation, and that horse, I'm Serious, is also in this race.
That's why we're looking at this replay. We're going to look at a 1,400 metre dry track race last prep and prove that we don't think I Am Serious should be favourite. Princess Posh with 4 kilograms more than the favourite, no less. I Am Serious second up again, like she was on Saturday, about 2:20, 2:30. She gets balked there, definitely, for about 25 metres, but Princess Posh gets balked by the winner as well, the last 50 metres. and still beats her home with 4 kilograms more.
All right, Mike, I'm starting to sense a little bit of negativity here towards this horse, but let's see how it all plays out. We've got the form and all the key factors to get through for a reason. Let's go, Mike.
Yeah, we're not rating on Princess Posh in the provincial championships because she didn't get a run. First up, she was huge, light her up. The Bonhomie form through I Am Serious puts her 3 or 4 lengths on top.
Wow, way out in front, Princess Posh to get this race started. What about progression, Mike?
Yeah, the reason the punters like I Am Serious is because there's just something about her, isn't there? There's definitely upside, there's definitely progression. She will get better, especially 3rd, 4th up over 1,600 metres plus. There's a few others there, second up, that can improve too.
OK, what about distance at the stage of preparation?
Once again, I Am Serious up to 14's a plus for her, so you got to admit she has got some upside. Medale up to 1,400 metres as well, and Miss Ballantyne, she'll definitely prefer the 14.
OK, so it's just the form carrying the Posh here. What about a good Rosehill? Any gold here for her?
Yeah, definitely not for I Am Serious. An athletic type that probably will prefer Ramick, a sticky Ramick as well. Hey Now has won at Rosehill before. She's going all right too.
So Princess Posh just holds on to win that race there, Mike. But look, I'm Serious and Medale, they pretty much looked to cross the line together there. If we have a look at these odds, we've got $3.50 and $7.50 here, so I can see a little bit of value here in Medale. How are we going to play this race though, Mike? I mean, Princess Posh has hung on to the lead there at $4.80.
Yeah, I think she's the one. I think there's a few key factors that may be a slight risk for her. She's never won 3rd up before, but the freshen up helps, and we just simply like her on Saturday. She's a tiny bit field shy, so hopefully the last 50 metres or 100 metres, the jockey gets her into the clear so she can bolt home. There's a few at each way odds that will throw her into the quaddie, but Princess Posh is the one that we love on Saturday. Each way all day from that barrier. She's so consistent, she's so reliable, she'll definitely run well. And hey now, look at those first 2 runs as preparation. She's going really well too.
Right, so it's Princess Posh, pretty much the omen bet around the whole world, Mike. A lot of the ladies are going to be at home and having their own bet on Princess Posh and Meghan Markle, but all we're going to care about is the Rosehill version of Princess Posh.
I've tipped it to my mum, she's already on.
Oh, beautiful, mate. That's great. Well, let's wrap it up now. It's the last race. It's the Colin Hayes Hall of Fame handicap, and it's a benchmark 89 over the 1,200 metres. And, well, that man Waller, we said he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame, Mike, but he might think he's cursed with this horse Universe. It's been scratched, it's had bad barriers, it draws gate 16 here on Saturday. This is a big field to end the day, Mike. Plenty of depth and some intriguing first up runners as well. Yeah,
Chauffeur for Brad Whittup, I think. The new stable for him is a horse that was a really good 2-year-old. Let's see if he's come back this preparation. His trials were only okay. Benchmark 89, 1,200 metres to finish us off. There's a couple that fly. The scratchings could affect tempo if they do come out because they're drawn wide. But with Sweet Serendipity in the race, you've got to go a strong tempo and hand fast as well. Good dry conditions and a fair bias is the forecast for this last race across the 3 key factors. We're not going to show this slide every single show through the winter because it's getting a bit repetitive, isn't it? Progression, including scope and stage of preparation. Good dry Rosehill and position run too.
Look, as long as you explain it all, Mike, that's what the viewers worry about. Let's get into the market now for the last leg of the quaddie, and it's Noir, fresh for Waller, $4.60 into $3.90. Some really good support. Bonhomie, solid each way value here, $5. Chauffeur, as you said, for the new trainer, $8.50. Dissolute there at 11. Look, they're the ones under $10, Mike, but Noir, solidly supported here, could have a bit of class on its side.
It's all about Noir in this race, and we're not going to look at a replay of Noir. You can look at the trials that were very good. You can look at her races from last preparation behind Lanciato,
of course,
which are very good, but we'll have a look at a couple of more recent form references. 2 very similar 1,200 metre runs, starting with Bonhomie, Manor and Tessera. Bonhomie second, running on well here. Manor, a little bit underrated. He runs on okay.
Absolutely, Mike. Look, they're just in a race of their own here. Crafty Cough, off and gone. But yeah, Manor, you said it. Quite underrated here. Like the way he got home.
Yeah, he probably had his chance though. So in a really deep race with lots of chances, it's hard to see him having the upside to progress and win this race. Bonhomie going really well. Enjoyed the 1,200 metres. Claims on Saturday, so he's well rated, but he's not drawn that well.
OK, right, well, we've always got to take that into consideration for Saturday. Let's have a look at another race here, Mike. It's Dissolute, and we've pretty much got some similar form lines around here. We saw Tessera in the last replay. Here we get another guide through Tessera here, but we're looking at Dissolute in the outside, and Handfast, who's running a cracking tempo this day.
Yeah, identical form references, aren't they? Tessera with a similar weight. Benchmark, I think it was 86 the first one. This one's a benchmark 85. We know Dissolute was flying. We know this form reference is huge because these 2 mares who came first and second, Anatola and Test the World, went to Brisbane,
of course,
and ran so very well, dominating first and second. So these horses that come 3rd and 4th are going really well based on that form reference. And Handfast, looks forgotten in the market, doesn't he?
All right, well, they're always the ones we've got to try and find at a good price, Mike. That's all we're here to do now. Let's go through all the form and the key factors to wrap it up at Rosehill Gardens.
Yeah, not much between these horses. So many solid 1,200 metre types. Noir's the one with upside and the best form, though.
Wow, this race is absolutely on. Not much between these. Key factors has got to separate them, Mike. Progression.
Yeah, I preempted the upside for Noir. If we go to progression, the first key factor, she's definitely got upside. She could simply be a group mare. Light her up along with Chauffeur and Magic Alibi second up.
All right, Noir, there he goes. And what about a good Rosehill?
Yeah, looking for horses that like a good Rosehill. There's our mate New Universe coming back from Randwick to his home track, Rosehill. Waller's kept him ticking along. He loves his home track.
Geez, could be. Some might say this is boring, Mike, Noir out in front, but look at this race on in behind. Position in a run. Is this going to help us at all?
Yeah, it's not going to help in the get-out stakes unless we get something. Noir drawn perfectly. Midfield off a strongish tempo is ideal for her. There's a few others. They get a similar position in run too.
OK, so it's Noir bounding away there at the end by 2 lengths. The thrill seekers, if they're happy to take a Wallerhurst horse first up,
always a risk.
They might have to do that here. But Mike, he's had the last 3 favourites. You've made some pretty good cases for Noir here. Let's have a look at this value. Oh, sorry, the money here. The value, Mike, where does it lie? Because Noir, he's 2 lengths in front here, $3.90. Is that the play in the race?
Yeah, I think it's basically back Noir, head to the bar, close your eyes, hope she wins. Because if she doesn't win, absolutely anything could win this race. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, another 5 below them. You know, you could go really, really wide in the quaddie, or you just go one out, couldn't you? But we're going for Noir. We hope she wins. She's a really, really classy mare. I hope she's a Group 1, Group 2 mare.
Yep.
It'd be great to see another classy mare going around. And Handfast, if he gets across, he's a classy horse as well.
OK, so look, it's Noir there in the last. Interesting to see what we do here in the quaddie, Mike. Could be a standout job. Could be a matter of putting them all in. Let's bring up the quaddie now because that's what the punters are here to see on Saturday. Race 6, wow, going very short. That's unexpected.
Yeah, we are. And we backed out in race 8, haven't we? We could have gone short, but we've gone wide. Race 6, Manolo Blahnik. We think he's simply better odds. We think he's a great bet. So we've got to go one out. Race 7, we're going for those 3, including Dagny at 10 to 1. Race 8, Princess Posh is the bet for us. Hey Now the value. And you could do 2 quaddies, couldn't you, Stu?
Yep.
You could do one with just Noir, or you could do one with all those roughies as well, because they've all got a chance.
And all the roughies still gives you 139% of the quaddie for $100. A pretty good value there if one of them does get up.
10 times if you go one out with her. Yeah.
All right, now it's $100 hot seat time, Mike. We got the money back last week. We've still got a profit there of $6.99, so $700 for the viewers at home. What do you got for us this week? Let's put away all the form, all the charts. $10 bets, $20 bets, it doesn't matter. Let's make it up to 100 and get them home.
Yeah, I think we've reached the home turn this year. We've hit a bit of a flat spot and hopefully we can surge home late. $100 hot seat, where's the money going? We're quite confident, aren't we? $40 Manolo Blahnik first up, coming all the way to Sydney. We think he'll win. $10 on Dagny, simply the odds. Too good. She'll be storming home late. And Princess Posh, the each way bet of the day and the Omen bet of the weekend with Meghan Markle, of course.
There you go. So 3 good bets there. One at some pretty good value there in Dagny. There's a look at the $100, Mike. So we've wrapped that up. We've wrapped up the quaddie. Now it's just time to get to Rosehill Gardens and enjoy everything about Hall of Fame race day. Of course, there's the royal wedding on as well, but we want to see Princess Posh salute there on Saturday. That's all from us here at Key Factors. Hope you have a great weekend and enjoy the racing at Rosehill Gardens.
Good luck this weekend.